get into it. It's crime o'clock, yeah, feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick-tock, won't stop, let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah, it's crime o'clock. Whole story change, no fear my voice, no need to shout. Paper speaks when you read it out. If the math's off, I'll circle twice. Truth ain't loud, but it ain't nice. Yeah. Read it again. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah. It's crime o'clock. They sell a narrative if I sell receipts. Courtroom quiet, but the pages speak. Word for word, no added spin. Let it stand, yeah, let that sink in. Screenshot save, timeline's tight. Missing pieces keep me up at night. If they say elected, I say why. If they say case closed, I say try. No rush here, we do it right. Truth don't bend for the likes of hype. If you came for noise, you're in the wrong spot. This is evidence, this is crime o'clock. Clock, clock, clock. Stay with me. This isn't background noise. This is pattern recognition. This is documents. This is crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Say it with me now. Crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Typically unique. It's crime o'clock. Yeah. If you're here, you're early. If you're listening, you're paying attention. Show starts now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Crime O'Clock on Typically Unique. How's everybody doing today? Happy Friday. Hallelujah. Pretty soon, it is going to be racing Friday nights for our family over here. We have 2 dirt track cars. I think we're about to get a third one because we got a family affair going on with racing. We've got 4 racers now. My nephew has now joined the crew. So that's our new endeavor. And we had to spend all last evening cleaning out our garage so we could turn one half of it into a mechanic space. Are any of you familiar with dirt track racing? Yeah. It's fun for them. I like to see them have fun, and it's a good like bonding time. So enjoying that over here. Also been enjoying the Discord. We have a Brian Koberger case discussion over there, and lots of photos being shared and ideas and things that people are finding. I know I don't comment all the time, but I see the comments and I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. All right, let me look at the chat. I always got to get these smudges off my glasses. All right. What are your plans for this Friday? Anybody got plans for this Friday? Oh, you know what's coming up also? Sunday, Carlos and I will be married 29 years. 29 years, you guys. An amazing, crazy, filled with unexpected events, a lifetime of love and adventures. Your son loves dirt track racing. That's good. Yeah, thank you. Carlos is buying another car to race. Carlos will be racing, I believe. He will. Yep. All right, you guys, thanks for joining me today. Hey, Mike. Hi, Becca. Say hello to everybody. Jen 7S. Hello there. G-Bean. I saw all your eyeball emojis over in the Discord. I was like, ooh, what's she looking at? Song of the Siren, Jenna. Hello, hello. Hi, Waybird. Yesterday, Carlos and my daughter Carly were in the chat, and I was looking at my phone, which I need to get on again, and they were like, I mean, I know I did eventually see their names and mentioned them, but I didn't see all their comments. And whoops, turn the volume down. I told Carlos, I said I was probably on top chat. If you're on your phone watching, you always got to check where it says messages by the little settings gear and make sure it's on all messages and not top messages, because then you miss some. So if I missed saying hello to you yesterday, besides to Carlos and Carly, I apologize. I apologize. Hi, Sweet Pea. Rebecca Murgatroyd. Oh, is that why Dago was saying that yesterday? Oh my gosh. Hi, Rebecca. Aw, welcome. I'm glad you joined the chat. That's how I started. Just watching, and then I'm like, oh, I have something I want to say. So I joined in, and I love it because when you join the chats, people start responding to you, and then you start seeing the same people in all the chats, and I love it. Sometimes when someone's sharing really important information, I have to look away from the chat so I can focus on what they're saying. Oh my goodness. Jen 7S. Where did it go? I saw the donations. Memberships. 5 new, typically unique memberships are gifted by Jen 7S. Thank you so much. And speaking of memberships, I should wait till she comes in here, but I did see her last night. At the end of the show yesterday, Turkey Creek Gal joined our sleuth coop. Welcome to the coop, you guys. Put some peeps in the chat. And let's see who's joining us. Sweet. Nope. I got to look and see who got them right here. Let's see. Dennis Koenig, Princess Bondi, UK Lady, T-Mac. Good vibes only. Welcome to the green team over here. Unique peeps. Thank you, Jen. I know which one you want.
Clock it. So I gotta say thank you. Clock it.
Or what was the other one? This one.
Comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Everybody drunk out on the dance floor. Baby girl ass jiggle like she want more.
There we go. I still have to use those lyrics. Use those lyrics that you got for the peeps. Yeah. Clock it. My daughter always goes like this. Hello, Wendy. Hello, Accomplished Day. Good to see you. Stephen Fillmore. How you doing? Glad to see you again. Michelle Turner. Hello. Clock it. Okay. You guys, if you have been following this channel, when Carlos and I started, so if you guys don't know, Carlos is my husband, and I said I always wanted to do a podcast, and I wanted to do it just because our personal lives were like, no one would believe some of the things we had gone through, right? So I'm like, I want to talk about it. It's like going to be impactful stuff. So we started it with that, but then it got too touchy, personal, blah, 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 whatever. And I love true crime. And that's all I was watching was true crime. And I'm like, I really want to do it. I really want to do it. He got me all the stuff and he's like, I'm going to do it with you. So we started together, and the Idaho 4 case had already been going strong. I had already been, covering it as far as being a consumer and watching and reading everything, right? So we start discussing the case, and you know how it has been for about almost 3 years since the crime. We didn't see any evidence. Everything was sealed, and they had a strong public narrative that was one-sided, right? That Brian was the guy after the arrest. And so Carlos and I would have these discussions. So we have many, many they would be videos. They were pre-recorded videos. We did not go live. And he has always been on the side that they arrested the right person and he pled guilty. Okay. And until now, Cy baby, we're going to talk about Cy today. Once Cy took the stand and said what he said, we had, I think we've done 3 or 4 of our episodes just discussing Cy, just discussing the car and the route and the digital data, all that stuff, right? Carlos has not changed his mind yet, but I was running around the house last night going, Cy baby. I was like, he puts him bouncing off a tower, not going towards Moscow. So that's what we're going to go over today. Okay. That's what we're going to go over today. And once I can I want to go through it with you guys. I'm going to take notes as I do, as we do over here. Right. So I want you guys to help me pick out, I want to pick out the facts, the data, the explicit statements, because here's one of the main points that Carlos had made about when Cy was on the stand, and rightfully so. Cy seemed to be saying that he was saying there was issues with the data. I'll just use the word data, right? So he was saying that, but when he made the statement about them having the records, remember the timing advanced records, and there's more than one way to get them, like that backdoor way, he made the caveat they knew or they should have known. And when he said should have known, that kind of gives an out, right? If you say should have, you're like, well, maybe they didn't, right? So it gave that little bit of an out. So even with his testimony at that hearing, I couldn't Carlos was not completely, he was perked up, oh, he might have something. And so now that we have the official report, we still don't have the exact exhibits yet, I don't think, but we're going to look at it together today. Yeah, we're going to look at it together today. And give me 1 second. I'm perusing my, let me see. I made a slideshow when we were doing those episodes with like all the stuff that they said about the route. Sary's book. No, Sary's episode. Let me see what's on here. Nope. All right, I'm going to check one more spot. I haven't, opened it in a very, very, very long time. But it was like a visual, I thought, of what the routes were and stuff like that. And my book is on the way, you guys. When I get that book, we're going to go through it. Whoops. Oh, let me know in the chat how many of you got the book. If you didn't, no worries, because, I'll share what's in it. All right, maybe not. That's okay. That's okay. All right, we're going to get into this. You're hoping too soon? Yeah. Yep, mine's on the way. I'll let you know when you get it. Uh-oh, are there questions for me? Moonlight Baby, hello. Sleuther75, hello. Oh, you just reminded me, Sleuther. You just reminded me. So yesterday, before we get into it today, I showed a clip of, it was Warner's body camera, Officer Warner's body camera, and he was coming out the back slider door, and he was facing the wooded tree line, and there was somebody back there, and I was listening to what the guy said. And I thought it sounded suspicious. Well, I went back last night and I kept listening to it over and over again. And I realized what he actually said, and it was not anything suspicious. And also the officer that was back there was Officer Snyder. So I know who it was because I went and found his body camera and saw him go back there. He was taping off the perimeter. So I know it was an officer, and he said, I made a set of tracks coming up here, and I used the rocks going down. So there was nothing shady about that. Okay. All right. Let me share my screen. We're gonna refresh our memories real quick about Cy on the stand. Did you guys watch the hearing? With Cy on the stand. I don't know why that's there. That's the wrong one. All right, I know this is the wrong tab, but we will. I had the docket decoder video ready to go. Here it is. See?
It did not.
It's right at the timestamp that I had it. Where did it go? Where'd that tab go? All right, I'm going to double check that you guys can see this. And we're just going to get good and revved up.
It did not. Okay. So if you are doing this analysis, you put CDR records into a computer program, you put a regional tower list into the computer program. What does it produce?
The CDRs would show me cell sites that the phone connected to. In this case, even within 48 hours, there's hundreds of those cell sites. So it would take a while to really look at that. The regional cell site list would show me the cell towers that the phone's not interacting with, which can be just as important.
Does it spit out product to you, or does it create something that you can reference to write your next warrant?
Depending on which mapping platform you're using, they all create some type of a map that the person doing the analysis on can interact with, and they can change things, they can save things, they can create work product. Depending on that platform, that's saved in different types of maps, but yes, all of them would have some type of a mapping platform.
Hi, Karen.
Okay. Would that be consistent with this past draft that we heard about earlier?
It's my opinion that Corporal Payne probably is misusing some terms there. I don't see any possibility of the FBI CAS team producing a CAS draft report on the 23rd. I think he's probably mistaken that he saw some type of CAS work product, which would be this map, before they export all those results into a report. So I believe that he probably saw some mapping through a mapping platform. It would really surprise me if there was a physical report. It would be completely out of character.
Okay. I think he's saying, things are off. Things are off. He's using words like, it would surprise me if, whatever. So being gentle, but still saying it. Okay. So what we're about to see today in the documents is him explaining all this stuff that he was saying. Okay. And Turkey Creek gal, I have something for you.
I appreciate you. Thank 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 you for the support. Thank you. Thank you.
Turkey Creek gal needs to be welcomed to the coop, you guys. She became a member yesterday, and I didn't see it till after the show. So welcome back. Welcome back. Good to see you today. All right. Ooh, I can see so much better. I know. 19 ads. Yeah. I went over the day that the docs came out. We went through some of those text messages. And you guys, I was happy to see Jules went over them last night or sometime, and Lana and others. And there are some things up with those phone calls because it was a third-party app. So just to comment on that statement right there about the phone calls, something's up with a few of them. And with a third-party app, when it was saying it was answered and that there was time, I'm not alone in thinking that you can't leave voicemails on some of those apps. So I was not off like I thought I was. Yeah, the calls are in question. Aw, thank you. Thank you. All right, let's just get to how. Oh, wait, this isn't Hippler. This is Judge. All right. Where's the Hippler one? Hippler. Nope, that's Judge. And Taylor versus Detective Mowry. Oh my God. Oh my God. These things are hilarious. Oh, that's okay. If anybody has that clip of Hitler, just remember Hitler called Cyray a conspiracy theorist. Okay. Cyray was called a conspiracy theorist. So I want to see his exact words today. And you know how I am. We're going to read it. We are going to go slow and make sure we understand exactly what he's saying. I think it was on page 711. Cyray's report starts on like 711. And it says it's 16 pages, but a lot of them are his credentials. Yep, there it is, Cyray. And I'm going to make it nice and big. And I'm so mad because I wanted to use the inspector projector today for this. I wanted to print it out and like highlight it and everything, but I ran out of ink. So I have to go buy some more. Accomplished day. I see your comment about the regular calls could have gone to voicemail. Yes, regular phone calls. But if it's a third party app, even with FaceTime, Carlos and I, he used to travel a lot for work, like a lot. And so we used FaceTime a lot. And if he didn't answer, I never got an option to leave a message. Witchy has a question. Let me see. Pull that up here. What we didn't know is the conspiracy is the alternative, is alt route. Alternative route. Is that what we're going to see here in Cyray's report? Am I interpreting that right, Witchy? Snapchat does not have a voicemail. Interesting. A lot of the reason why they a lot of the reason why people use, well, we use FaceTime because it's an app that allows you to see face to face, so there's a reason for that. But like FaceTime or Snapchat, WhatsApp, sometimes people use them because they're trying to like distance the trail. Not have it easily accessible, like right on your phone call, phone message. So a little sneaky, right? Sleuth75 becoming a new member. I know you've been a member. Thank you. Maybe something's going on with not renewing them. That's interesting. Memberships. That's okay. Welcome. Let's celebrate the new members. Put some peeps in the chat, you guys.
Here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Everybody drunk out on the dance floor. Baby girl ass jiggle like she want more.
So Witchy does have a third-party app that does let you leave a voicemail. I'm sure there's third-party apps that act just like phone calls. It registers as answered. Voicemail registers as answered. Okay. You kicked me out of the coop. It wasn't me. We're going to yell at YouTube. It might be something with the settings because they did send me a message. Like they're always analyzing your data and stuff, which, is good. It's good. You got to monitor things. But they wanted me to like increase the membership amount. And I'm like, no, I'm keeping it the same. So I didn't do whatever they wanted me to do. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. I don't know. They should auto renew. I don't know. Weird. Yeah, because, well, I do know, if you guys are wondering, if you had a membership and then you like don't renew it for a while and then you come back, like if you were a member for like 3 months and then you can't do it for a couple months and then you come back, it still remembers those 3 months. Because I had to do that for a while, you know, when money was tight and you're like, okay, I need to like, especially when I first retired, because I didn't know how all that was going to go. And then you can always go back. Oh, thanks, Turkey Creek gal. Yeah, I think it's fair. I think it's a fair amount. All right, let's get into this. Enough suspense. All right. So Cy Ray may testify for the defense as an expert regarding cell towers, drive tests, geolocation, mobile device forensic extractions, call detail records, and software that is used to interpret this data. Mr. Ray's testimony will be based on his experience, education, and trainings as detailed in his curriculum vitae, which is included with this response as Exhibit D11C, right? So yeah, all that, his credentials, we are not going to need to read those pages, so it won't be 16 pages long. Accomplished day. My first comment said that Snapchat does not have voicemail. So someone did answer his phone. Thank you for highlighting this comment. Let me get back over here and get that on the screen. My first comment said that Snapchat does not have voicemail. So someone did answer his phone because Dylan called him over Snapchat, but regular calls, not third-party ones, could show seconds with no answer. Okay. Yes. And there's also a difference. So with the pages they gave us for the phone messages, they gave us the boxes, the big boxes that said, you know, the person's name, outgoing. Well, I don't even know if it said the person's name, outgoing. Oh yeah. For all the messages from Dylan, this is what threw me off. They were all on one page. And then it would say like, Kaylee, Ethan, Bethany, whoever the communication was with. And then it would say answered or whatever, voicemail. It would say third party, or it would say phone. So all that in a box. But then there's other pages that have that tiny print that's in the chart. And that's where you can look where it like, because I was thinking, why is everybody saying Snapchat? But if you look at that, chart, the fine print tells you what it was. So that's what people are talking about. Thank you for clarifying that about the Snapchat. That's very important. That's very, very, very important. Thank you so much. I love that dance. Hey, Dago. How you doing today? Okay, so let's get into exactly what he says. I just want to see what he says. Here's the synopsis, okay, you guys? So, I have something funny first. Sorry, I've got all these things, but look. Dago, you're going to laugh. You ready?
Specificity. Specificity. Specificity.
I think that's the word we're all struggling with. Specificity. Specificity.
Specificity.
Dylan always says that I'm going to give English instructions. That's funny. Here you go, everybody. Clip it and practice.
Specificity.
Okay, Witchy, be safe driving. Be safe driving. You can listen. I'll try not to interrupt, once I start. I know. I'm dragging this on. Okay, right here. In October of 2023, I was retained by the attorneys for Brian Koberger as an expert in the field of cell towers, drive test, geolocation, mobile device forensic extractions, call detail records, and software that is used to interpret this data. All right, he does everything. I was contacted by Tom Slovinsky. Here's another name that I believe has a report that we will need to look at. Tom Slovinsky of Cellular Forensics, in reference to a technical question he had involving call detail records. Mr. Slovinsky has completed the ZX subject matter export. Oh, the course. So Mr. Slovinsky has completed the ZX subject matter expert course. Please tell me this is showing up. It is not. See? Why won't you let me choose? Hold on, you guys. I'm getting it on the screen. There we go. Thanks, G Bean. That's what you have to do. You have to put Kim. Typically receipts is my new name now. I see you, Sleuther. Happy Friday. All right. So Mr. Slovinsky has gone through all the training for this ZX. And he had a question. And he's a recognized SME in the field. He's a subject matter expert in the field. So we got Cy and we got Mr. Slovinsky. It is common. Make this bigger. It is common for me to receive calls from recognized SMEs pertaining to technical questions arising from the analysis of call detail records. Makes sense. Mr. Slovinsky did not provide any case information other than there was a non-dissemination order issued by the court on this particular case. And he could not discuss case details. Oh, wow. I didn't know this. I've been hearing this Slovinsky's name. Okay. So he's an expert that was working on an unknown case. Cy doesn't know what the case is. And this guy's got a question for Cy because Cy's the master. So he couldn't tell him any of the case details. His question pertained to drive test data collected by the FBI CAS team. Mr. Slovinsky voiced some concern as to the accuracy of the data. He was probably like, holy Toledo, Cy, can you believe? I can't believe this. That's probably how it really went. But I have some concerns over the accuracy of this data and the ability to verify it. See, that's the biggest issue right there. The prosecution in almost every aspect of this case appears to have made claims without the ability to verify it. That's what we're missing. That's what we're missing. And so some people choose to believe them because they say it. And the rest of us are like, we don't believe you because you haven't verified it. I explained to him I would need to review the raw data in order to provide an opinion to the accuracy of the data. Mr. Slavinsky stated he would speak with the defense attorney to see if it was possible for me to view the data. Okay, so Mr. Slavinsky was the first person the defense hired for all of this. And then Mr. Slavinsky is a trained subject matter expert, right? Perfectly trained. What happened here? Is everything okay? I'm not seeing any messages. Let me check. Can you guys hear me? Can anybody hear me? I don't see chat. Okay, thank you. I'm just making sure. Thank you. On October 27th, 2023, I signed a confidentiality agreement to allow me to review the data in this case. Oh, so he wasn't even like the okay, wait a minute. I want to check this. October 27th, 2023, he signed a confidentiality agreement. October of 2023, I was retained by the attorneys for Brian Koberger as an expert. Okay. Over the course of November, I was granted access to evidence that was in the possession of the defense. The evidence I reviewed was mainly in reference to call detail, records, mobile device forensic extracts. That's going to be interesting. Mobile device geolocation data and police reports, drive test and FBI cast reports, timelines, surveillance video, and financial records. So Cy got to see a lot. He did get to see a lot. Hi, Terry Dunn. Good to see you today. Hi, Michelle. I don't know if there was another Michelle in here earlier. I wanted to make sure I said hi to you. We're going to find these booms for Carlos, you guys. One of the first areas I was asked to address was to review and assist in the interpretation of the drive test data. I focused on the available drive test data collected by the FBI. Initially, the only data I had access to from the FBI drive test was contained in the FBI cast draft report and what was briefly mentioned in Special Agent, I'm pretty sure it's Nick Balance's, or is it Maury's PowerPoint report. The draft report is dated July 10th, 2023. Special Agent, if it's Balance, whoever, I don't know. Report PowerPoint was the only summary of the drive test and is dated February 15th, 23. This report states drive test data was collected between November 16th and January 6th. The report states the data was collected by both Special Agent Blank and Special Agent Blank. If you guys don't know Dylan, why am I always Hildreth? Dylan Hildreth Investigates, I think is the name of his channel. But he does short videos reacting to things, giving his opinions about things. And, you know, he went off, rightfully so, on these black boxes right here. And if you think about it, this is our government, and these are government agency workers, and they should be named. They work for the government. Like, this isn't a undercover sting operation where we have to hide people's identities. They were doing drive testing. And so Cy says right here, the areas focused on are vague. So they only said, oh, we did like, we did these test routes in Moscow. We did test routes in Pullman, and we did test routes south of those towns. So Cy was expected to work with no data, no specifics, just here's what we did. Here's the town we were in. The report does state the raw files were enclosed in Special Agent Black Box's original report. We'll call him Special Agent Black Box. And then the other one will be Special Agent Black Rectangle. Okay. Hi, Karmic. The raw files are critical for any analysis. I learned the raw files had not been disclosed by the state and requested the files be obtained for further review. So here we have, and the big question about this report, you guys, is going to be, is there Brady violations in here? Are these Brady violations? If Ann Taylor put in request for discovery number 22, 23, 24, 19, 15, how many times did she ask a judge to order the prosecution to give her the data? How many times do you think that happened? So, and they say, we don't have it. We don't have it. We don't have it. We don't. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You did, because on November 16th, you were out driving around. On November 16th, you were out driving around of 2022. So if Ann Taylor, and you were done driving around January 6th. So if Ann Taylor asked for this data after January 6th and you said you didn't have it, what do you guys think that means? One too many. That's right. That's right. You know, that's right. My head is just filled with TikTok sounds. Oh no, how does it go? I know that's right. This is huge right here. Like these dates, like that statement that I just made, I think that's correct. They should have turned it over after January 6th and maybe give them a little bit of like work time and analysis time, right? In reviewing Mr. Koberger's AT&T call detail records and the FBI cast draft report, I immediately became concerned. All right. That's that one actor. Who's that actor? I can see him. All right. This is interesting. Sorry, I'll quit goofing around. He immediately became concerned. This is what I'm looking for today. Are these like direct, assertive words? I immediately became concerned as to the accuracy of the drive test. So he's concerned about the drive test mapping. So, their beautiful map that they made. Specifically, the shaded areas representing coverage found on slides 112, 116, and 120. So good job, Cy Ray. He is being specific. He's telling them what I saw, where I saw it. Here's where you can find it. Slide 112, slide 116. And so it looks like they have shaded areas representing coverage. In comparing commonly seen handoff data. So what we're talking about right now is cell towers. So what area does a tower cover? And he said that there was issues with how they were showing that. And then when your phone pings on a tower and then gets out of range and has to hook up with another tower, a handoff. In comparing commonly seen handoff data in Mr. Koberger's AT&T records, the coverage areas depicted in the FBI cast draft report are severely flawed. Not just flawed, severely flawed. Okay, so yeah. Further analysis would require access to the raw drive test data. So I understand this. You could apply this to any field. Cy Ray got a first draft, okay? Like a first draft report, but it was a map. And he looked at it and he was like, this don't look right. This don't look right. And so he's like, the only way I can check that if it is right is I need to see all your original information, all the data you collected. In further review of the draft report, I also noted several other areas of concern. All right, I need to jot this down. And I left my new notebook in the other room. Let me grab paper. I need to organize this room over here. I mean, I have everything. I just want it to look neater. Oh, and I bought new pens. I like these black gel Sharpie pens. All right, so first of all, he only got the draft report. And he saw issues right away. Okay. And he called the draft report severely flawed. So I'm looking for these. These are the statements that I'm looking for, right? Karmic. Thank you. Severely flawed. So now he's got other areas of concern. The mapping of tower connections provided in the draft report was missing significant data from the AT&T call detail records. So the draft report is missing significant data. That's odd. On average, more than 90% of the available data was not mapped during the time periods. Now, I remember before this came out, we were told that they only, like, remember Cy was on the stand and he said they only mapped. No, he said there was a certain percentage that they did not map. And it's not the amount, but it's like that was the most crucial, time or place, right? Matthew McConaughey, that's it. Yes, yes, yes. This is not a best practice. Oh, I can't wait to show this to Carlos because I use the words best practice all the time. Best practice. This is not a best practice and creates a number of issues as to the accuracy of both the analysis and related report. So a best practice, if you're not familiar with that term, means in your workplace, in your field, whatever you have to do, people have identified ways to do things. So again, it's like procedures, processes, ways to do things to get maximum results, to get the best results, to try to eliminate any mistakes, like a best practice. %90 of the available data was not mapped. That is so huge. I need to read this again. The draft report was missing significant data from the AT&T call detail records. On average, what does that mean on average? This is what I'm trying to figure out. I also noted several other areas of concern. The mapping of tower, because there's multiple towers. So there's multiple towers. So the mapping of tower connections provided in the draft report was missing significant data from the AT&T call detail records. On average, more than 90% of the available data was not mapped during the time periods. So to me, what this means is like they're looking at a physical geographical area that they're going to make the map on, and the AT&T data that they're going to use, they only use 10%. They only looked at 10% of the phones. Is that what that means? Call detail records. They only looked at 10%. Let's say they were only looking at Brian's phone. Did they only look at 10% of, I'm not exactly sure 10% of what, because I'm not the expert, but I understand what they're saying here. %90 was not mapped. Those are the call detail records. That's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. This creates a number of issues as to the accuracy of both the analysis and related report. So if you only map 10% of the data, it's going to mess up how you analyze it, and it's going to mess up how you the way you write up your report isn't going to be accurate because you're only writing your report based on 10%. Additionally, I noted several other errors. Oh, here we go. This just keeps on going and going. Several other errors. Whoops. As it relates to connection times, my main concern at this point of my analysis was the appearance that the missing or flawed data data was, oh, here we go. There's the word, exculpatory in nature to Mr. Koberger. Please let me know in the chat, have we ever seen a report from Cy Ray where we actually saw this word? Did he ever use the word exculpatory before? Hey, Tony Stevenson. Hi, Microdot. Good afternoon. Right, Sleuther, right. We can't use that other 90. Wouldn't that be like, oh my God, if they had to ignore 90% because it would have proven Brian wasn't in the area? Oh my God. Tony says, then Ray opens his big mouth, makes allegations of prosecutorial misconduct. This did not help Brian because him and Taylor knew Hitler would shut his butt down. Well, I don't know. What do you do in that situation, Tony? Like, Ann was trying to get him to, he's an expert and he needed to testify. I feel like Cy wasn't rude. He wasn't disrespectful. I don't even think he was harsh in the way that he spoke, but you gotta point it out. I don't know, but I hear what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Please hit that like button, show some love. Thank you, Dago. Thank you, Dago. You get the dancing chick.
2 to the 3 to the 4. Everybody drunk out on the dance floor. Baby girl ass jiggle like she want more.
I wish that was longer. I wish it was longer. Thank you so much. Yeah, his hi first last. Please hit that like button if you would. I know I forget sometimes. I don't ever totally forget, but I might not do it right away. So I appreciate you guys. How the hell Judge Hitler, wait, where's this at? Read this and didn't do anything is insane. I know. All right. I don't know. Hang in there, Tony. Hang in there. I might change your mind. I don't know. I don't think he is. All right, where'd my document go? Here we go. But Dago, let me know what you think. Have we seen a report before this where he actually used the word exculpatory? I can't remember if this was in there before or not. I didn't think so. So he says his main concern at this point of the analysis was the appearance. Oh, it says appearance. Of my analysis was the appearance that the missing flawed data was exculpatory in nature. Okay, so he doesn't know for sure. But he's saying it looks like if I were to see this data, it would be exculpatory. All right. Given the complexity of the subject matter, I explained that for me to provide an expert opinion on this matter, it would take a significant amount of time. Oh, not from November to January? Not from November to January. I would need to have access to more data to conduct a drive test. So Cy Ray is going to go out and he went out and did a drive test. I was asked to work as an expert on the case and conduct a full analysis of the available data. The following report details that analysis. Isn't it interesting? Because I thought, let me know in the comments if you guys agree with this or not. I thought Cy Ray was the expert for this. I thought he was the one and only hired because he's the one we only ever talked about. And then I started hearing this Slavinsky name when they started releasing the reports. Well, now I'm understanding from Cy Ray's explanation here, I'm understanding that Slavinsky was the original expert. And I think that he was probably maybe less experienced. He's less experienced than Cy Ray. He's probably hasn't been around, doesn't have, Cy Ray is the creator. This guy's just, I took the courses and I'm certified. So I think it's interesting that when they reached out to Cy Ray with a question, they just said, will you work on the case with us? So now they've got two. I'm missing something funny in the chat. Oh my God, what is it? Oh, I see. From his report, he does not at oh, you're responding. I got you. Okay. Sorry about that. Stop for a second. Multitasking. Given the complexity of the subject matter. Oh, I already said that. Okay, so then he became like a full-blown, full-time member of the team and did his work and then wrote a full analysis. And so here it is. Due to the complexity of this analysis and the volume of data relied upon, this narrative will be organized in the following manner. Section 1, you guys, is the inventory of data relied upon for the analysis. I like that. So he's going to tell us, here's the data I used. Section 2, the methodology for the review and analysis of the data. Okay, so he's going to tell us how I did this. What were my steps? Very transparent of you, Cy Ray. Section 3, the drive test data review. We're going to get some results in section 3. Section 4 is the cast draft report review. So he's going to actually tell us what he found in that draft report. Oh, he finally got his hands on the final report. That's going to be interesting. Section 5. Section 6. Other geolocation data. I'm sure that's going to be very telling. And then he's going to look at the probable cause statements. Oh, and then we will get to the missing data. Here we go. Buckle up. Here we go. Let me make sure. Hi, Gracefully Salty. And Gracefully Salty, you are saying the defense did this with multiple experts. There's the one they picked, and then it seems like those experts, needed to confirm their findings with experts who had the same or more knowledge. Yes, that's a good way to say it. Thank you. Yep. Okay. Here's the inventory. Given the volume of data reviewed, I created a master folder to preserve all of the raw data provided. my work and files created or derived from my analysis. The digital format of this folder will be provided with this report. Good job, Cyray. Good job. Way to be organized. He had one folder, just like in a Google Drive, and then you can put folders inside of folders and documents inside of there, and you can find it all right there. Hey, Microdot, I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. I'm so happy to have you here. All right, so what's in this folder? Brian Koberger's AT&T records. So we have questioned for a long time, what did Cyray actually get? What did they turn over? So this is amazing to be able to see this, finally. So we've got, he got to see Brian Koberger's AT&T records, all the AT&T raw files related to Brian Koberger, to this case, have been preserved. Whoops. In the, he's got the name of his folder, you guys, Ray_discovery folder. That's, oh, I know how to read this. It's like a Google Drive. I know what he's doing. This is Ray_discovery folder. And then inside that folder, he has a folder that says raw records. And then inside that folder, he has a folder that says AT&T. Let's see if you guys can see this. It's just interesting to see how he had it organized. And then inside that folder, he had a folder that said Koberger. Isn't that amazing? The raw records contained within that folder were used in my analysis are... So he had a standard AT&T call detail records covering a time period of June 23rd through December 23rd. Oh, you guys, did they lie? Dago, did you see this? They said they couldn't get his records. Did they have his records from June to December? They said they couldn't do that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Do you guys, should I call Carlos right now? Should I call Carlos right now? I'm going to call Carlos right now. I'm calling him right now. Live on the air. Live on the air. Let me see. Okay, you guys, I have Carlos live on the air. Say hi. Okay, I'm reading the Cyray report. Are you ready? I'm ready. So Cyray got all the call detail records from the prosecution. And he put them in folders. He describes how he put them in folders. And now we are inside the folder. And he says he has AT&T report, the call detail record reports from Brian Koberger. Ready? From June 23rd, 2022 through December 23rd, 2022. Okay. But remember, they couldn't do that. Who couldn't do that? Remember the 7 days? We can't get them outside of 7 days. Yeah. There you go. I read this and I'm like, they lied. They lied.
Are those the 7-day records?
It's more than, honey, they got his records from summer to December, from June to December. Remember they said we can't do that because we didn't get to him till December or January. We didn't get to him. We didn't arrest him till December 30th. So we couldn't ask for anything before that. Right?
Yes.
Okay, but they had it. So they lied. Everybody in the chat's freaking out right now. Lying liars that lie.
No, I know what you're saying, but I'm just trying to clarify.
Okay.
There were two reports, right? The one that is called detailed record reports, right?
Yeah, that's what he has.
Okay, and then there was another one that was very precise, very detailed, called the 7-day records, and that was called something else.
No, I don't know. I think you're confused about that. But anyways, this is breaking news. And someone in the chat said all that 7 days was utter bullshit.
Maybe so.
But I'll
And the only reason, just for the chat, and maybe they could, you guys could take a look. The only reason I'm questioning it is because they had that hearing that they wouldn't let him speak at, where he was very adamant about not ever getting that 7-day report. And kind of blaming the prosecution for withholding it, even though the prosecution said that they never got it. So if he was saying that, literally a month before he pled guilty, now in the book he's saying he had it all along, it seems to be a little bit of a, two separate things there.
Oh, this isn't the book. This is the official court documents. This is his official report. It just got released.
Oh, okay.
So he's saying I had it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they're two different things, but I'll let you ferret that out, and we'll talk about it when I get home.
All right. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Nothing phases him, you guys. Nothing phases him. I can't get a reaction out of him. So, okay. I don't know if could you guys hear him at all? That's the first time I've ever tried. And plus the volume on my phone is not very good. He's so funny. We'll talk when we get home. Yep. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. It's the timing advance records. Yeah, sorry. Plus I put him on the spot and myself on the spot, but Thursday. Well, Carlos does care about evidence. It's just, yeah, he does. Thank you for that. He does care about the evidence. It's just sometimes it's left open for interpretation, and then he and I both interpret it differently. But to me, okay. In all, there are over 113,000 cell tower connections reported in this data set. I have mapped, analyzed, and preserved all connections associated with this data set. Oh, I saw your comment, someone, and please, I will not be mad if you correct me on things. A lot of you have the same with your spouses. Where was that comment at? Right here. Gracefully salty. It's the timing advance records. Okay. So it's not maybe I jumped too quickly. It's the timing advance records that were important. I don't know if they're more important, but the ones they said they didn't have. Okay. Thank you for that. Not the call detail records. Standard AT&T historical precision location information report covering a time period. Okay, so from June to December, he's got the call detail records. He's got the historical precision location information. And that had 183 data points. He mapped all that out. he mapped out the 113 cell tower connections. Other AT&T reports were obtained for this account, but not significant to this analysis. It is important to detail the AT&T record process when responding to court-ordered records requests. AT&T uses internal case numbers to track such requests. In this case, AT&T's internal case number, and then he lists it. I have reviewed approximately 300,000 geolocation connections, data points associated with these records at the time of writing this report. Oh my gosh, you guys, that's crazy. 300,000 connections. Can you imagine what that looks like on a map? Like all those dots or whatever, however he did it, I don't know. All AT&T mappable data was converted to a Google Earth time-synced KML, which is a keyhole markup language file, using the LexisNexis Tracks program. This device was assigned to the color red for mapping purposes. The sector representations utilized for this analysis are wedge shapes to stay consistent with the FBI CAST analysis. The Google Earth KML file can be loaded and reviewed on any computer running the Google Earth program. Computer performance will impact load times and caching times. Oh, look at his organization. The KML file was preserved in the Ray Discovery folder, in the mapped records, in the 8458 folder, and in the KML by month.kml. I would like to see the police work organized in this way. No wonder they're having, you guys think about that. If we did records requests, this is a perfect example right here. If we did records requests, and let's say we want Officer Snyder's body cam, they should have a master folder that says, 1122 King Road. And then inside that folder, they should have body cams. And then inside that folder, they should have each officer's name. And then you could go into that officer and you could find the date or whatever, and then boom. Do you think they did that? That's why they can't find anything. And that's why they didn't want to turn anything over. When did Cy get this information? I don't know if he said that. I am so dead. How did that happen? Because I was on the phone with Carlos. I didn't mute it after Carlos. I think I'm hacked. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Look at all your guys. Oh my God. How far back? Oh, someone sent a gift. What did we get? What did we get? Thank you. The knife. Was that a torch? Is that what? Look at all your guys' symbols. Oh, you guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm gonna summarize what was just being said, okay? Because I'm not sure how far back, but I was praising his organized folders, okay? I also said that I should probably apologize to Carlos because I jumped the gun like I always do. What am I going to learn? But the issue with the reports was AT&T timing advanced records, right? I haven't seen that word in this report yet. Okay. What I read to Carlos was the call detail records, and that's probably what he was saying to me, that it's two different things. So, yeah, we're looking for AT&T timing advance records. Okay. I just read what they had for Maddie. So the same thing. They had Maddie's call detail records from August to November, I think, or something. They had her historical data, things like that. So that's all I read. And then I read that there was a warrant, that they wrote the warrant for Xana and Maddie's. And then he's just going to do the same thing for Xana. So for Xana, they got call detail records from August 1st to November. So you guys, they know when Xana got home. They know when Xana got home. Now, how many of you think they did this for Ethan? Why aren't they doing this for Ethan, and why aren't they doing this for Kaylee? Isn't that interesting? Because if they know when Xana got home by her phone data, that's not going to tell them when Ethan got home. And whatever they know about Maddie from her phone data, that doesn't mean they're going to know that about Kaylee. So why not do this for Ethan? So they have the same information for Xana. And look at here, our man of the week, Jack Showalter. Jack Showalter's AT&T records. So they got his from August to November. August to November. And so, okay, Jack Showalter stuff. It's organized. And then, Kaylee, T-Mobile. I misspoke. See? T-Mobile. So what were they able to get? They were able to get, he's just showing his folder here. CDR. This is the standard CDR report. They got her call detail records. Oh, man. What was said on that call? Oh, I don't think you get to see what's said. It's just, who did you call and text, right? Wow. Who gets pink? Kaylee gets pink. I didn't get Maddie or Xana's color. Oh, Maddie was blue. Brian's red. Maddie's blue. I didn't get Xana's color, and Kaylee's pink on the map. Ethan. Okay. Good. Ethan, the reason so this is good to know because in the last report that we got released, they only told us that remember there were 2 little boxes, and they only told us they got Xana and Maddie. Pretty sure somebody got a chirp chat. Rowdy Rogers Showalter. Oh my gosh. Women love your organized folders. Aw, thanks, Moonlit Baby. Shh. I have been on the hunt to find the person who was Xana's ex, someone she had dated in the past, someone who was a Delta Tau Delta, someone who got kicked out of the Delta Tau Deltas. And remember, for the longest time, the rumor was that Jack Showalter was kicked out of Delta Tau Delta. Now we found out they were saying he was still a member, but not living in the fraternity. But I'm like, is that true? Is that true? Like, wouldn't it be crazy if we ever saw any pictures of Xana dating Jack? I'm trying to find that guy. Because whoever Xana's ex was, I think is the connection, because he was the biggest supplier in the fraternities. Oh yeah, I saw that. Someone did a video or was asking questions about Papa Rogers. Like that person knew so much. Like I agree. It has to be like Dago said. I agree with Dago. You're trying to help me, G-Bean. I know. It's driving me crazy. I got to get that interview. I think if I get that interview, it might tell us. Okay, let me see here. Oh, no. I was unable to find a complete set of records for Ethan Chapin in the discovery provided to date. I was able to find some different reports that indicate the CDRs for the device were obtained, and at least in part, some analysis was done in regards to common calls. Oh, this is what? What is this? What is this? He couldn't find a complete set of records. Well, then that means records exist. I highly doubt that the phone company turns over partial records. So there's got to be a full record somewhere. This is problematic.
Red flag. Red flag.
Bombastic side eye. Criminal offensive side eye.
Get a side eye. Did I set the YouTube record for the amount of time being muted? I think he is too. Hi, girl and her dog. I think Mason absolutely. Mason dated Xana, but I can't verify that he was kicked out of the fraternity. That's the only, I'm looking for those 3 criteria. It's got to be someone kicked out of the fraternity, someone who dated Xana, the unicorn. All right, that's concerning. They don't want us to know where they don't think about that. They don't want us to know where Ethan was. Nobody wants us to know where Ethan was. Verizon case number unknown. What is this? What is this? What is this? I think he was something. I think he was something. I got to get that sound plug 1, plug 2. I got to get that. Verizon case unknown. Case number unknown. Okay. All right, Dylan. What do we got for Dylan? She's got a case number. Good. So they know exactly what time she got home. They probably know how she got home, right? They got everything for her. Then we've got, who else do we got? Dylan was assigned the color XXX. What's the color XXX? That's funny. What is this? Similar. Oh, Bethany Funka. Look, you guys. What? Similar to Chapin's records, I was unable to find a complete set of CDRs for this device. So we have missing Ethan records. We have missing Bethany records. Did somebody say exculpatory evidence that she has exculpatory evidence? Can anybody say Brady? Molly, McMichaels, Verizon. Now, case number unknown. The original files from Verizon were not provided as discovery in this case. This may be in part due to the cellular data being captured by a third-party software, such as PenLink. There are 3 CSV files that were provided that captured network activity on this device. The naming schema observed on these files appear to be typical naming schema used by the FBI, indicating these files were most likely created and preserved by the FBI. I'm not sure I'm understanding this whole paragraph right here, but I know enough to know this whole paragraph right here is important. So, oh my God. We know they have Molly's records. We know they have them. They did not provide them in discovery. You guys. The location data associated with these files was not analyzed beyond identifying the type of data that was requested from Verizon and provided. More specifically, I was able to confirm that timing-related data was requested in the search warrant, was subsequently provided by Verizon as a result of the court order. Ooh, they got 18. They did get timing advance. They did get timing data for Molly. Interesting. Yep. So they claim that they could not get the AT&T timing advanced records for Brian Koberger because it was outside of 7 days from November 12th. Well, I'm pretty sure they also found Molly McMichael's outside of 7 days from November 12th because she never turned herself over. They had to find her phone number in the data dump. So how did they get her timing advanced records? Oh, she's Verizon. That might make a difference. She's Verizon, not AT&T. So, okay. That's a variable. Jack Decor. Uh-oh. Case number. Guess what it is, guys? Unknown. Well, we know who has important information. Ethan Chapin, Bethany Funk, Jack Decor. Similar to Chapin, Molly McMichael. Similar to Chapin and Funk's Verizon call detail records, I was unable to find original Verizon call detail records for this device. So then how did they know he had a 17-minute? Oh, they had Kaylee's. I was able to locate RTT timing reports. This device location data was not included in my analysis. Why not? Because he didn't have what he needed? I think we need, wow. All right, this is going to explain how he did it. I think I'm going to look at that part on my own just for time's sake and come back with it. Let me see. Oh, I know the U-Haul. Wait, let me see how he did it. The analysis. Okay, I got that part. Okay. Oh, this is important right here. Right here. As a point of concern, I am completing this report without the benefit of receiving completed work from the state's experts as it relates to methodology and opinion. Reports associated with the call detail record analysis are overly vague, incomplete, and generally contain no substantive value. Raw mapping files utilized by the state have not been disclosed. You guys, they're not allowed to do that. They're not allowed to do that. Did Ann Taylor file a Brady violation? Did she do that? I mean, I need to look up I need to look up how Brady works. All right, so he didn't get everything. This goes about, okay, here we go. Geolocation data. With the exception of slides 26 to 30, I am unable to find any documentation created or mapping files used of the attempts to conduct such a geolocation analysis. So he's basically calling them out, saying they didn't do the work that they were supposed to do. And that is outside of best practices. I can't tell you guys enough how much I love that phrase. I use that all the time in my professional career. Best practices. Slides 26 to 30 are severely flawed. Ha ha. Statements presented in a probable cause statement without additional geolocation data for this very reason misrepresent what is reported as facts of the case. Oh my God. So he's just saying the whole point of doing this is to either inculpate or exculpate, inculpate or exculpate. He's innocent or he's guilty. That's why we're doing this work. Is he innocent or is he guilty? There's no evidence that have been turned over by the state to support any meaningful analysis on this point. Oh my God. Oh my God. While I have identified locations, Mr. Koberger and the deceased's frequented in common stores located in a small community, I am unable to pinpoint any time periods that may indicate any persons of interest could have come into direct contact in these common locations. Okay. They were never in the same place at the same time. Mr. Koberger's mobile device is never in the same specific area. Mr. Koberger never frequented places like the Mad Greek or anything like that. And there's no association. No association. They don't know each other. You guys do know that in the broken plea book, there is a part, I have it tagged with a sticky note, but I'm not digging for it right now, that the author claims that Brian had one of Brian's colleagues knew Bethany somehow, is the way it's like kind of worded in the book. Not everything in Broken Plea is true. I just thought that was interesting. So Bethany doesn't have an association with Brian, but she has an association with one of his colleagues. I think that's the way it was worded, or like somebody in his circle. I was asked to review the accuracy of the FBI drive test early on in this investigation. Again, poor documentation conceals any real methodology that was utilized by the FBI in collecting drive test data or effectively mapping that data. As such, I conclude inaccuracies are clearly present in the FBI cast final report. Do you guys really think that the FBI doesn't know how to do that? What's your opinion? Did they do it on purpose? What got denied? A FOIA of some kind? Thanks, Luther. Exactly, Tony. Can we do a GoFundMe for Bethany to talk? Hi, Yvette. I saw your comment. I was wondering who did the FOIA. Oh, I don't know about that, Gracefully Salty. I never saw that. In an abundance of caution, I also performed an extensive drive test in the areas of Pullman and Moscow that will be further documented in section 2 below. Accuracy and completeness of mapping presented in the FBI fine. Okay. I am going to go right. I know the bombs are down here. This is why I tried to print this all out, because I wanted to only go to the parts. I think I'll come back on tomorrow and do this. We'll do the big bombs tomorrow. How about that? But I want to find one on our way out right now. Is that... Do I need 5? I need part 5. Hold on, you guys. I'm looking for it. Oh my goodness. It might take me longer to find it than I thought. I do know that there is a spot where when we get to these results, so if you guys need the link to this document, I will put it on my community post and in our Discord. It's over 1,000 pages and there's so many expert reports. It's going to take us a long time to go through them. And if you see like Dago read them yesterday, him and Tomboy read them back and forth, and he has a lot of discussion over it. You know, I tend to like go slow and methodical and take notes. Like we all do it just a little bit differently, even though we're all reading the same things. But I do know that this was all about, one of the big points was when Brian was coming out of his apartment area, did he go one direction towards Moscow, Idaho to commit the crime? Or did he turn the opposite direction and, you know, was in a whole different area? And the rumor has been that Cy was going to prove that he was in a whole different area. I thought when we got the video footage of the car pulling up, you can see that car turn not towards Moscow, turning the other way. And in this report that we will get into more, if I have a chance to come on tomorrow during the day, I will. But it says that Cy has Brian's phone connected to a tower. I believe he said that serviced wasn't like a garden. I forget what they call that. An arboretum, the arboretum or something like that. And that tower that he was connecting to, this is my understanding, does not service Moscow or Brian's apartment. So they're saying he shut his phone off, and Cy, I believe, is saying, no, he just went out of range. So it looks like his phone dropped off. So there's going to be a lot to break down and discuss about what we're finding. What does it actually say? Are we getting this, you know, if there's exculpatory evidence hanging out there somewhere. What does that mean for somebody who took a plea deal? Why did he take a plea deal? If one of his experts knew that he wasn't getting all the data, they're hiding data, they're not turning this over, I need to see this, I'm not sure what this could tell us, then Ann Taylor knew that. So there's more questions about this. Like, when was that known? How was it discovered? Like the dates of these reports, like someone asked, or I know someone asked earlier, what was the date of this? So, that's one of the things I like to do over here on this channel. So I'm going to try to look at it that way. Like, how did this all play out, and how did it not become a Brady violation? I mean, I think that sometimes happens when they get to trial, and it's because they never had a trial. This is crazy. This is crazy. Wade Bird says, yet she had to say all discovery was received, just like the I know. Like that part of the plea deal, I mean, they have to, everybody who takes a plea deal does that, and they all lied. The ones that got overturned, people who took a plea deal and then ultimately were found innocent, they did the same thing. They said, yep, saw all discovery. Yep, did everything. That's like the process. That's the process. We should ask Turvey if Anne got this discovery. Oh. Well, I'm liking that Cy Ray is telling us what exactly he had, and what he knows is still missing, but I think he's hinting that it's not missing. Especially if you're he said he got a partial report for, I think it was Ethan's phone records. Well, if you got part of it, you should be able to get all of it. Where's the rest of it? I'd want to talk to Brian. If I could talk to anybody, I'd want to talk to Brian Koberger. Yep. Aw, thanks, Turkey Creek gal. Thank you. You can definitely hear it multiple times, right? Multiple times at different channels, different ways. Yes. Can we ask Cy Ray if he ever got the information after he wrote this report and before the plea? I think that would be a fair question. Is he still what happened with that interview he was supposed to do? Is he still going on the Custody Queens? Or did that fall through? You're side-eyeing both sides the way the responses have been, both sides hiding things. I mean, to me, what we're seeing here are enough concerns that it's like, why didn't the defense do more? Why would we're clearly seeing a case with disturbing issues. They've retreated back into their cave. Yes, they have. Yes, they have. Hey, Cat K, how are you today? Hi, Love and Other Habits. I looked this up about the phones, and I've heard many people discuss, can you actually tell if a phone was powered off or not? The Barnharts will say yes, but I need to hear them describe how they know that, because when I looked it up, it said there are three, like there's more than one cause to a phone, because it's really just on the network, I believe. So I don't know. Personally, I don't think they've proven that they can actually see that a button was pushed on your phone. I don't know. There's some debate about that. The Franks hearing. Yeah. Yep. So what I got out of this report today, I guess it's longer than I thought it was going to be. Sorry, you guys. I'm going to break this up into different parts, but I'm also I'll have time now to go run out and buy some ink and then print this out the way I want to so I can go through it. So Cy knew just from looking at their first draft report that he saw several flaws. Some of the issues that he saw was that there was significant missing data, and that the data they did have, 90% of it, they did nothing with. They didn't map it out. They only created maps with 10% of the data. That's crazy. He went through all the phone records that they have, and they did not have Ethan's, and they did not have Bethany's. Isn't that is a question. That is a question. Why? Why not Ethan's? Why not Bethany's? I have questions personally about these Brady violations. Like, at what point in the process are you supposed to file Brady violations? And then I'm going to look into more of the dates. I saw someone in the chat concerned about the dates. That's very important. What date were these reports written? What dates did they have certain evidence? Yes. Doesn't say how the power down log from the action. I'm not sure. Hi, Beth and Shermy. Are you saying there's a power down log from the actual phone? See, that's something else I can dig into. I've never really looked into that. I do think Cy mentions it in this report. Yeah. Yep. Okay, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Friday. I didn't think reading just this little bit was going to bother my throat as much as it did, but it has. He does. Yes, I agree. I think Cy talks about some of that in those reports too. Koberger offered his phone first thing. He said, "Look at my phone." You know what? Yes, he said about his geolocation, right? Or his GPS, like his GPS is gonna show where he was. Maybe that's what they are. Maybe that's part of the 90% that they didn't want to use. Interesting. Me too, Wade Bird. I love these lives. I love coming on here. and talking about this. I'm disappointed in it through more of it today, but it's okay. It's okay. I'd rather be more familiar with it and come back and talk to you about it. So I think that will be better. Please, you guys, tomorrow night, Saturday, I'm going to be back on the verdict room. I really hope some of you would come on over and join me while I'm on there. Usually when I'm on the verdict room, I watch the chat and I can put comments in there and chat with you, even when I'm on the panel. We are having Truth and Neurons. I believe the gentleman from Truth and Neurons to be on. So that's going to be a great discussion. I love talking to other creators. So the verdict room tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to post it in a few minutes. So you'll be able to get notified so you don't forget. Mods, thank you so much. Thank you so much for everything you do, putting all those reminders in the chat. I love you guys. You do a fantastic job. And you're always so welcoming to everybody and to our whole community. Please take some time today, do something nice for yourself. Hey, Mike. And have a wonderful Friday. And I'll see you tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Clocking out for now. Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Subscribe, it's free and keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew now, right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Actively unique, yeah, that's you and me. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep, we crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep, we crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. We dig deep, we crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. It's free, it keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew, now right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Yeah, that's you and me, that's you and me. Don't forget to like, hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear.